Welcome everyone to another episode of The Golden Point UAE with myself, James and Shazzy. Hello Shazzy, how are you?
Hello James, I'm doing great, thank you. Great to be back as always, loving it and can't wait to do another episode with you.
Exactly. I see you're wearing a very nice shirt today. Do you want to tell us more about it?
I may have worn this before, but I don't think I ever spoke about it. Now, as you know, James, I'm a real estate professional.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I'd never...
And I'm kind of a big deal around here, okay? But I was working for a company called RVL, and they had this beautiful AWA project.
I've heard of it, yeah.
Award-winning, world's best property 2025, off-plan, ultra-luxury project. So if you need any information, call me. But the reason I'm wearing it is because...
Sponsored by AWA.
The reason I'm wearing it, James, is I actually love the design.
Yeah, it's a very nice design.
The design was done by a designer in the company. Her name's Natalie. And it's really very, very nice. One of my favorite shirts. And we played in a corporate event, a tournament, corporate event. And so we had these done.
Nice.
Unfortunately, we were too good for the corporate event and I got disqualified. Can you imagine?
Wow.
Shazzy was too good for an event.
That
and
does
got
not speak well of the event.
Well, they said it's a corporate event.
Yeah.
I asked them, is there levels? No, everyone is welcome as long as you all work for the same company.
Yeah.
So we went.
But that's good. It's good you mentioned that because that reminded me, like, last week, someone came up to me and said, James, you play a lot of tournaments.
Yeah.
I said, yes, I do. And they said, I've never played a tournament. Should I? And it got me thinking, like, maybe we should just break down what a paddle tournament / event, what it means, how they work, you know, the tips, what to do, what to not do. And who better than the event pro, Shazzy, to give us the masterclass on how to prepare for a tournament. Shazzy, take it away.
So you know, James, I'm glad you brought this up. Let's put Shazzy's events to one side at the moment. But I remember very clearly, like when I started my paddle journey in Dubai about 5 years ago, there wasn't a lot of events. There wasn't a lot of activity. It was just starting.
Yeah.
And this was right after COVID. I think this is also when, as soon as I started playing, everyone started playing. It's like, I think I'm like the the magnet. But okay, let's park that as well. Let's just say that paddle as a whole around the world really started to take off at that moment right after COVID.
It was reborn again in 2020.
It was reborn again and it's exploded, right? And I think it's on its way to become the biggest. It is the fastest growing sport in the world. Maybe going to become the biggest sport in the world. I don't know. It's going to the Olympics and so on. But James, when I got into paddle, I went to Padel AE. I started getting coaching. There was like a clinic day with a small sort of tournament where we had Juan Martin Diaz, 14 times world champion, and I got to play with him. But the point I'm trying to make is that when I started doing the coaching, I think for me, what was interesting is to take what I'm learning in coaching and of course take it to match play, but take it one step beyond and measure myself against other players at my level in tournaments. So I think tournaments are great for you to see where you are and where you need to improve and where you can go. Of course, if it's quite thrilling. In those days, as I was one of the first, believe it or not, I didn't win all of the tournaments, but I was winning more tournaments than I did later on because the level keeps getting better, right? There's more players, the level keeps getting better.
Exactly.
I had my regular partners were Imad and Salem.
Yeah.
And with those guys, I think we won a couple and placed second and third on the podium a few times as well. So I personally think, yes, tournaments
Yeah.
are great
It's the ultimate challenge,
to
right?
do. Yeah. And then, go ahead.
But like, one thing that got me thinking is when I started playing also 2020, there was almost like not fear, but there was a respect element towards going into a tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember back then going like, oh, let me play a bit more, let me coach a bit more, let me get a bit better so that I don't make a fool of myself by going to a tournament and losing every match 6-love, right? And looking back, it's like, well, no, you need to go in and get, hammered 6-love every match, because then you know what level you're on, what you need to change and what you need to improve. So I think sometimes people feel this kind of, they just keep putting it off. Like, let me coach a bit more, let me play a bit more, and then I'll join the tournament, and then I'll really be able to compete. And my advice would be, just join.
Yeah.
Just join the tournament,
so
play.
I played against those guys that said, I'll just join.
Yeah.
Okay. I did so a couple of nights ago in a real estate tournament as well. Mirror Developments had one. But the guys, I tell you, nowhere near the level, have just started Padel. They wanted to see, and they joined.
Yeah.
They had fun, okay, but it was quite obvious to them that they need to go back to the drawing board and do it. But that's
what it's
okay.
about.
That's what it's about. You don't have to be ashamed. You don't have to be scared. No one's going to bite your head off.
Yeah.
In fact, we were kind enough to play easy balls to the guys to give them a chance. We knew there was no way
and also,
they could beat us.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
So I think it's also part of our responsibility in the community that when people are kind of coming into tournaments for the first time, you're obviously not going to allow yourself to be beaten, but that you ease their way in, because we've all been through that experience. And even if you win 6-1 instead of 6-love, that makes a difference in the way that you don't want to scare them off that they'll never show up again, right? So you need to.
I think we won 6-0, 6-0, 6-0 all of our matches that night. The guy I played with is ruthless, Paul.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. Look, again, I think if you don't try, you won't know. If you got to be in it to win it. Now, you might not win it.
Yeah.
But it's all a learning experience.
Yeah.
You asked about the event side, and I, coming back to the first question, when I set up Shazzy's, because the other thing was that in the early days, the levels were really messed up. There wasn't a system. Like today we have WPPR and other clubs use other things and other ways, and that's up to them. I'm a big believer in WPPR, and I think that's the way forward. But when I first started playing tournaments, the level was all over the place. When I was playing match plays, because you go into match play groups, the level was all over the place. We would have 3 C+ players coming, and there'd be a D-, for example. Yeah. And it ruins the game, unfortunately, especially when you want to have a competitive match play. In the tournaments, when you were going also, I'd be a C+, and I'd end up having to play a coach that was maybe a B or a B+, and there's no way that you can compete against that. I don't mind playing against higher level players because I learned from that experience, and everybody shouldn't mind because you learn from that experience. But if you're also entering a tournament where you're paying money and you want to have a chance, then the organizers and the leveling system should be correct. So I created Shazzy's basically, first of all, to create a community of C+, B- players where I knew the players and I watched them, and I see that these people can all play against each other without anyone saying, oh, this is too low for me, or this is too high for me. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. We've had, instances over the last 5 years where maybe someone came in and they were definitely too high, or some people were too low. Yeah. But I've always said also that I give people opportunities. There might be a C. I gave them opportunity to come into Shazzy's to play Shazzy's tournaments, because we're mostly a tournament kind of community, event community, where that experience helps them to increase their level.
It's the only way, right?
It's that extra one step.
Yeah.
And so to the audience, I want to say, sometimes going to these tournaments is a way for you to level up. Mm-hmm. Level up in your understanding that, okay, I might need to work on certain areas of my game. Level up on your play as well. So I think playing in tournaments is good. And if you're not really at the level, you just got to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
And we've had a whole episode about the importance of coaching.
Yeah.
I highly recommend watching the episode, but at the same time, getting coaching.
But going into tournaments, so there's someone at home watching this going, all right, you know what? I've never thought about playing a tournament. I've listened to this. You kind of hooked me. What should I expect? How do they work? What's the usual event tournament in Dubai look like?
First of all, you got to sign up to the right tournament. Mm-hmm. You know, I think everybody can get an assessment done by their coach, or by the club that they play at. So if you're a D plus, C minus, C plus, you play a tournament that fits within your category.
Yeah.
Some people can opt to go a little bit higher to test themselves. I wouldn't recommend that as the first tournament, because you could get highly demotivated as well, right? Sign up to the right tournament. Make sure you've rested well. Okay.
No partying the night before.
No partying the night before. Phil, Pablito, who else?
Also, try and avoid pizzas, burgers the night before as well.
And I mean, rest well for a tournament. Go in with the energy that you need. Arrive early.
So that's a big one, huh? Because I'm guilty of this, but everyone arrives just on time.
Yeah.
There's no time for warming up. Yeah. There's no time for listening to meeting people, nothing.
I have always played better in a tournament where I've arrived earlier and I've had my opportunity to stretch and my opportunity to warm up properly.
Yeah.
Warming up properly for me is ground strokes off the wall, the glass, volleys, overheads.
Yeah.
I don't do a lot of smashes because I don't smash a lot in matches.
Life.
But at the same time, another warm up that not many people do is lobs and return of lobs. Whenever I've played tournaments where I've done that practice and that warm up, I've played very, very well. Balancing sports and health, Rise brings you kombucha.
A natural artisan kombucha brand crafted without added sugar or carbonation. If you're serious about performance, recovery, and clean ingredients, then look no further.
Rise. Embrace the kombucha magic.
I see, like, for example, I struggle a lot in the first match, just getting in that rhythm. I like to say I'm a diesel. I'm a slow starter. And I feel that one of the reasons why that may be the case is because I don't show up early, I don't warm up,
100%.
And I just go on court and I just play a few strokes, and then it's like, all right, let's go. And
100%.
then the difference between the first match and the second match is insane because I've already got myself into the rhythm, right? And I know the solution's very easy, but I still don't do it. So show up early.
Absolutely.
Warm up, take it seriously.
You know, the events, match plays, tournaments, whatever I've showed up to, like right at the moment where you've got to play, it takes me an entire set, which is 30 minutes to warm up, to properly get into the rhythm.
And that might be the difference between qualifying and not qualifying.
Yeah. Unfortunately, and it depends where you play at, you don't always get that opportunity also, because today a lot of the clubs are very, very busy.
Yeah.
So you've got people that are playing match plays on the courts before the tournaments, and you've got people directly after the tournaments.
But at least you can warm up outside the court.
Yeah, you can warm up outside the court. And warm up doesn't necessarily have to be also paddle warm up.
Yeah, exactly.
Paddle warm up can be a jog, cycling, something to elevate the heart rate. Although, again, I do think it's better to have a warm up with the paddle as well.
Wherever possible. Yeah.
Wherever possible.
What about structure, organization, how does a tournament work?
From an event organization perspective,
Yes.
or someone
As
that's
a
going
player,
to the event?
I show up to a tournament.
Yeah.
Is there a group stage, straight to knockouts?
You got to become a bit familiar, and if you don't know about it, speak to a friend or speak to the organizers and understand what is the structure of the tournament. Mm-hmm. A lot of tournaments are round robin, group stages, at the beginning, with then round of 16, round of 8, which is quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. If the event is not a big event, they go straight from group stages to quarterfinals, then semifinals and finals. Sometimes even quarterfinals is not there if it's a very small event. Other tournaments are knockout, right? They're a bit less because also organizers want people to get a bit more value. Yeah. So like if you have a structure where you've got 4 groups over 4 courts, which is normally how it would work with event organizers, not with Shazzy's. Yeah. 4 groups would be over 8 courts, so everyone's playing all the time. There's no waiting. We'll come back to that as well because it's important to know what to do while you're waiting. Mm-hmm. And I think people underestimate what they've got to do while they're waiting as well, right? But if you have four groups, and in each group there's 4 teams, then everyone plays 3 matches in the group stages. Yeah. Right? And if every group has 1 court, then 2 people play each other, 2 teams wait, they play each other, and so on. It just rotates. Normally based on how many wins you have, there's different categories. There's how many wins, and then they look at your differential, and then they look at head-to-head. Yeah. Right? So how many wins is easy, okay? If you're playing 3 matches and you win 2,
you got a good chance.
And one is out because normally they promote 2 teams from each group to go to the quarterfinals. Yeah. Let's say, right? If you've won 2 and lost 1, and another team has won 2 and lost 1, then they look at your game difference. Yeah. So if you won all your games 6-2, 6-2, 6-2, you won 6-2, 6-2 and lost 4-6. Yeah. If the other team won
6-2, 6-2 and lost 3-6, then you're through.
Yeah, I was going to make it a little bit easier. I was saying 6-4, 6-4. Yeah. So the difference is lower. So the person with the bigger difference, goal difference, is the one that gets promoted. Yeah. If those are even equal, if their goal difference is the same, the differential is the same, then they see if they played together against each other, who won and who lost. And whoever won would be the one that goes above the other. Yeah. Right? So that's from a structure. Then basically from
a structure point of view, just to recap, always find out with the organizer if it's knockout or if it has a group stage, because it's going to affect your experience. Why? If you're doing it in a knockout, you might play a longer match, but it's 1 match. If you lose, you go home. Whereas if there's a group stage, at least you're guaranteed 3 sets traditionally, and potentially, and we'll go into this now, main knockouts or consolation.
Correct.
Take it away.
So on that subject, look, most of the organizers today, they are basically taking a court for each group, which means that you are waiting longer. What we do in Shazzy's, as I said, is we've got 2 courts for each group of 4 teams. Yep. So that way everyone's always playing. But another thing that we do, and not many others do, okay, but you need to check this, is that we have a main draw and a consolation. So even if you lose in Shazzy's, you continue to play. In our events, as you know, James, it's 3 hours of non-stop paddle, not much breaks, so you've got to be fit as well, okay? Maybe a little less social because there's less time to socialize in between games. So, but it's in and out. You're in at 10 a.m., you're out at 1 p.m., or you're in at 12 p.m., you're out at 3 p.m., and so on. Yep. But because of that, because we've got so many courts, we're able to continue. Let's say we've got 12 teams across 6 courts. Top 2 from each, there'll be 3 groups, top 2 go through it, and 2 best thirds.
Yep.
So there's only 4 teams that don't make it to the main draw quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Then those 4 teams that don't make it will play a consolation, semifinals, and finals.
Yeah.
So they're still playing. Whereas with many events here, if you're done in the group stages, you got to go home. So it's really only 3 sets. And it's not, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but of course, if you want to play more, you go for those events that potentially have a consolation.
Yeah, you want to maximize.
Yeah, you want to maximize. Right? Again, like you talked about the events, like ISD Cup, for example, that we played in recently, is a knockout.
Yeah.
And I think it was direct round. There was a round of 32, then round of 16, then round of 8, and so on. With those games, though, it was best of 3 sets, best of 3 full sets.
Yeah.
So you're guaranteed to play 1.5 hours, or maybe 2 hours.
2 sets at least.
2 sets at least, yeah. Because there's no point playing a third set unless you say, okay, let's play one anyway.
Yeah, you might as well, yeah.
I'm not sure if the venue will appreciate that, but
it's a different type of event.
Yeah. If you go to a group stage kind of event where it's not knockout at the beginning, you're going to have at least 3 sets.
Yeah.
And if there's 5 teams in each group, then you're going to have at least 4 sets.
Okay, so then.
But it takes longer.
Yeah.
You're going to be there for 7-8 hours.
yeah. That's another thing. It does take time.
Yeah.
So if we have a group stage, then usually you're playing groups of 4 teams. So you're playing 3 sets. Traditionally, top 2 qualify for the main knockouts. Bottom 2, if there's consolation, get bumped over to consolation. If not, they go home. And then we enter the knockout stage, which you already explained before. You have sometimes last 16, quarterfinals, semifinals, finals. Depends on the event organizer, the time and the courts available. It might be race to 6, race to 9. Some places, semi-finals, finals, they might try and play a bit longer because we're getting to the nitty-gritty of it. But then it's pure knockout.
Yeah.
What changes from a mentality perspective, from a playing and physical point in the knockout stage compared to the group stage?
Very, very good question, James.
That's why they pay me the big bucks.
And I think not many people think about this.
Yeah.
Because after 3 sets, you're naturally going to be more tired, right? Fatigue does kick in. So I don't know how many of our audience members do this, but you really need to manage your nutrition while you're playing tournaments.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about only food, but electrolytes, hydration, kombucha.
Embrace the kombucha magic.
It's so important because another thing is people end up getting injured by not doing this properly.
Yep.
Cramps, muscle tears, these kind of things. You must do these things correctly. So during matches...
And also, on that point, if you're going to make it to the final, that means usually you've done 3 sets in the group stage.
Yes.
Let's say there's quarterfinals, 4 semifinals, finals, 6 sets.
You're on your 6th set, basically.
When you look at the pros that are playing, they play 1 match per day, right?
Yeah.
But that match, let's say it's 3 sets.
Yeah.
They're constantly eating, drinking.
If you see they're taking gels
Yeah.
and they've got the shake bottles which have the colored, you'll notice that it's a colored water. And I think today most people in the world know about hydration and electrolytes.
But if they're doing that for 3 sets, why would we not do it for 6?
Exactly.
So if you're aiming to reach the final, you have to, as you say, manage your energy levels.
You must. And then when you get to the quarterfinals, and if you're getting to the semifinals and your finals, your fatigue level is going higher and higher and higher.
Yeah.
Because generally in Dubai, we do these events in 1 day.
Yeah.
Again, ISD Cup was over 2-3 days. You only played
That's
1 match per day. That's an exception. Is run by the club, right? But external organizers can't afford that, right? So they do it in 1 day. So you're going to get fatigue. So you've got to remember that also when you're playing. Your smashes are going to be probably less effective. So maybe you don't do as many smashes.
Also, the balls only get replaced usually from semi-final onwards.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Balls are going to be knackered.
Yeah, so in quarterfinals, you've got to manage these things. Most tournaments here are indoors, but there are also outdoors. So you've got to also think about sunscreen, sunglasses, hat, wind conditions, wind direction. That's a whole other level. Yeah. And the pros, as you know,
sunglasses,
sunglasses, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's another probably episode, but
exactly. Yeah.
But with indoor, you gotta factor in that you're getting tired, your partner's getting tired, and at the same time, the balls are getting affected. Yeah. And you need to adjust for these things.
And then on top of that, as you progress deeper into the tournament, you start getting the mental pressure of, all right, because the group stage gives you a bit of flexibility. You can maybe lose a match and still get through. Once you hit quarterfinal, semi-final, final, it's knockout stage. You're tired. Your partner's tired. The balls are not lifting. And you know that if you lose this set,
you're out.
You're out.
You get more nervous.
How do you manage? Because as well, if you're doing race to 6, how do you balance the fitness, the physical condition with the mental pressure and making sure that you can pull through?
1-800-psychiatrist Dubai DXP. I don't know. But listen, I
think a lot of people underestimate that effect.
Absolutely.
They think they can play the semi-final with the same concept that they did the first match of the group stage.
You definitely, you need to manage risk better. You need to communicate better. And that's something that we didn't talk about yet. We've talked about it in other episodes. But even that conversation with your partner to along the way, this is what we do at the beginning. As you progress, okay, maybe less risk, because we need to be conservative and keep the ball going to the other side of the court and let the others make the mistake and only finish when you're in the position to finish.
Yeah. One pro tip when we get to these stages of tournaments, when I feel I am physically destroyed, because sometimes you have 2 or 3 consecutive rallies that are very long and it just tires you out. I'll go up to my partner and say, look, right now I am on low battery. I need you to support me. Give me a minute or 2 to get my energy back. But for the next 2 points, I need you to take more command in my area. And that way, at least my partner knows that I'm struggling.
It's great. That's amazing communication.
And then once you're back to feeling normal again, it's like, okay, cool, I'm back, And during those times, play patient, play more the lob, take your time, really build your energy back. Because I think sometimes counterintuitively, we're trying to finish quicker when we're tired, and it's like it's not going to work. The coordination's not there,
Exactly. And I think you've hit the nail on the head. Great pro tip there, James, because in any relationship, whether it's a love relationship on Shazzy's love channel, love relationships, business relationships, whatever, without communication, how does your partner know what to do and how to support you?
And also they start understanding better why maybe you made that mistake or why you're not running to cover the middle because you just physically can't. Right? So,
I'm laughing, James, because I just remembered one of the things that I go up to my partners and say, because many people, I always say, everyone wanted to fight Bruce Lee because he was the best, right? Everyone wants to put the ball to my direction because I'm the best. Everyone wants to beat Bruce Lee.
Sure.
Okay? But so as a result of that, I'm getting maybe 80% of the ball, right? And so, especially if I'm playing with a very, very good left side player, right?
Same.
And so I remember going up to my partners sometimes after we've won a point or lost a point, let's say in between points, and I go up to him after battling for the last 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes on a long rally and just saying, bro, just pretend to talk to me about the weather so I can bring my heart rate down.
and then cover your mouth so it looks like you're doing some tactical.
Play it to James.
That always works. No, I know you feel, because I get the same. I get played all the time.
Oh my God. Well, the right side players do get played to mostly, especially if you've got a left side finisher.
Exactly.
So look at Chingotto. Look at Dineno. These guys are machines.
Yeah.
Okay, they're half our age as well. Don't forget.
Half
age.
your age.
I think Chigotto could be my son.
Once you've reached the knockout stage, then that's where the real deal comes in. And obviously, if you get to the final, some organizers like Shazzy's, there is a third and fourth place. It's not that common. Usually, if you lose in the semi-final, it's game over.
Yes.
When you reach the final, if you win it, amazing. You either get a trophy or a medal. Most of the places you'll get cash prize. If you finish second, you'll also get a medal. So that's always nice to take home, and at least the family won't be too angry that you spent 3 hours playing paddle. And sometimes you get your cash prize as well. Sometimes second place gets their money back or a court voucher or something like that, right? But you should not be joining tournaments to win money. That's the wrong reason to join tournaments. It's a nice add-on, but it should not be the main reason. Now that we've covered all of that, is there anything else people at home need to know before they sign up for the first tournament?
The final thing I would say, and again, this comes to how you manage your body during tournaments. I know I said you stretch and warm up before, but you need to stretch throughout as well.
Yeah.
I do a lot of stretching. I've popped my calves a couple of times. I do a lot of stretching in between and even during matches. Okay. Maybe the younger guys don't need to do that, but I do that just to be on the to be precaution. But also after, you definitely need to recover properly.
Yeah.
Okay. And recovery is again what you intake, how you cool down, stretch out, and these things. What else is there? Bring a jacket because the clubs are cold inside.
Well, because they're not going to play the ball on you. Another pro tip is for your first tournament, make sure you show up with a partner that you have a good relationship with, that is respectful, that is not going to put additional pressure on, because that's the last thing you want. Showing up for your first event and you've got a guy next to you going,
you don't want Pablito.
Exactly. Show up with someone who's going to nurture your way through the experience in a way that is positive and that reinforces your love for the sport.
100% agree, James. And I've got to say, I really enjoyed that back and forth. James, thank you very much. Guys, thank you again for tuning in to this episode of the Golden Point UAE. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. And don't forget, support our sponsor, Rise Kombucha. Take it away, James.
Embrace the kombucha magic.
And please, guys, put some comments. Give us some feedback. Tell us if we're doing a good job or not. Even if we're not, give us some feedback so we can improve. Thank you for tuning in and see you next time.